So, hi, good morning. All good? So, what was the last topic? We just started with activities of Anushīlan Samiti. So, activities of Anushīlan Samiti we have completed. So, let's go into the next part, which is basically the different from the different areas of India. What were the revolutionary activities? So before going into Maharashtra, there is one interconnection of the Bengal with the Delhi area. And as in the last class, what we noted down, that what was written, that Ras Bihari Bose and Sachindra Sanyal, they took charge of the northern India. And it was a pact between Jatindra Das and them. So now, Jatin Das, what has happened? Okay? So he was arrested over here in Delhi, 1612. It was the time when Viceroy Hardinge, so Viceroy Hardinge, he was taking a stock of the situation. He was riding on an elephant, and then he was into some sort of preparation. So at this time, these two revolutionaries, they have planned an attack on none other than the Viceroy. So none other than the Viceroy. Their idea was that why to kill small officers? Let's kill the Viceroy himself. So though they were not completely successful, but then Hardinge was seriously injured in this particular attack. And after that, the arrest warrants were issued, but Sachindra Sanyal and Rasbihari Bose, they were able to escape. Three other revolutionaries were arrested who were the part of this conspiracy, and their names were uh, that Awadh Bihari, Basant, and Bal Mukund. So these three revolutionaries were arrested and executed. This is what happened in Delhi. Then, when it comes to a Madras presidency, so in Madras presidency, Vanchi Iyer, he also assassinated a British officer, Robert Ase. So Robert Ase, who was the tax collector of the Tirunelveli district. Okay? Now, in Delhi it has happened, in Madras it has happened. What about the area of the Maharashtra? So in Maharashtra, the main organization of the revolutionary activity was Abhinav Bharat. So Abhinav Bharat was created by, any idea? V.D. Savarkar and his brother G.D. Savarkar. Overall, there were three brothers, okay, Narayan, but Narayan was a minor, and they were the creators of this particular organization. In fact, before creating Abhinav Bharat in 1899 itself, Vinayak Damodar Savarkar. So whenever I'll be using the single word Savarkar, so it's referring to the V.D. Savarkar. Okay? So Vinayak Damodar Savarkar, he created Mitra Mela. Okay? So he created Mitra Mela. So Mitra Mela, 1899, and from there only they were believing in the violent overthrow of the British rule from India. So violent overthrow of British rule from India. Moreover, what happened? That this is the time there was one organization in Italy, okay, and name of the organization was Young Italy. So Young Italy, it was inspiring many revolutionaries all over the world, and moreover, V.D. Savarkar was also inspired from this. So it is around 1905 that they have created Abhinav Bharat, and the idea was to create an all India revolutionary organization. So Abhinav Bharat got created. After that, okay, so after the creation of the Abhinav Bharat, he got an opportunity to study law from the England. In 1906, he visited England, okay, or basically he is going to England to study law. That's the time when he further wrote one article, okay, and this article was Mazini Charitra. Mazini Charitra was associated with the Young Italy, okay, the organization of the revolutionaries in Italy, and it was based on the revolutionary Mazini, who played a very vital role in the unification of Italy. So he wrote this article, and within few months only, many copies of thousands of the copies of this particular book was sold. Moreover, there was one revolutionary organization in England. Name of this revolutionary organization was India House. So we'll further write outside India wale topic mein a little bit more about the India House. So he got associated with the India House. So he got associated with India House. But then, what is happening in India? In India, there were some members of the Abhinav Bharat, okay, and the main member was Anant Lakshman Kanhare. He was supported by Krishna Karve and Vinayak Deshpande. They assassinated the Nasik magistrate A.M.T. Jackson. Okay? So they assassinated Nasik magistrate A.M.T. Jackson. It led to the arrest of large number of the members of the Abhinav Bharat. And in relation to this conspiracy, Savarkar was arrested in England. He was not in India, he was in England, he was arrested in India, and it was decided that for trials he will be deported to India. Then, so he was deported to India. Meanwhile, what happened? That ship started from England. It was docking at the port at France, and the name of the port was Marseilles. In Marseilles, Savarkar tried to escape from that particular place. So he ran for 3-4 kilometers from the ship, but then British officers were not able to catch him, but French officials catched him. Okay? And it was surprising that French officials handed it over to the British. Though French and British are enemies, then it and Savarkar was expecting that it will not happen, but then he was handed over to the British officials. So this actually irked that this particular episode, it irked the British authority. And once the Savarkars were deported, his trial started. So he was given 2-time life imprisonment. Okay? So 2 life imprisonment. What is 1 life imprisonment? How many years? कितना साल? 14 नहीं होता है, 25 at that point of time. ठीक है? So 25 years, 1 life term, and 2 life term. He was handed over 50 years jail term, and that too in the cellular jail Andaman. Okay? The most torturous jail in the world at that point of time, which was also called as Kalapani. Okay? So which was also called as Kalapani. And it was, this jail was basically that solitary confinement. I hope you know solitary confinement, in which that most of the time, that severest of the punishment, that you will not be in touch with anybody. Okay? You will not be able to see a human being also. And then at the same point of time, you will not be able to see the sun also, the moon also. You will never know that it is night or it is morning, whatever. So solitary confinement is one of the most difficult punishment given to anybody. So this was handed over to him, and moreover, so his brother G.D. Savarkar was also arrested. He was also sent to cellular jail, and both the brothers, during their entire stay, they did not knew that they are in the same jail. And their stay was not for just 1 year, 2 year. It was more than 10 years. Then, so more than 10 years, they did not got to know that they are in the jail. In fact, in the jail, there were many type of the punishment. One of the punishment was electricity torture. Okay? So you know that electrocuting people. Then apart from it, they were needed to do some hard labor done, and that too in a kind of a solitary manner. So it was one of the most torturous jail. He was sent over there. Then now and what is his involvement? The conspiracy part, that he was involved in the killing of the A.M.T. Jackson. It was not without full proof. Then meaning that it was a very shaky ground. Then it was not proven. And similarly, his punishment was doubled just because he escaped from France. Okay? He escaped in the France. Now, in 1920s, just listen this story. Okay? So in 1920, that is, government has, by 1918, government has already come up with that they will be coming up with the new reforms, and this new reform was the Montagu-Chelmsford reform, or Government of India Act 1919. So government also came up with some amnesty scheme. What is amnesty scheme? Any idea? Amnesty scheme means that on the human grounds, if the people are not involved much in the criminal activities, if they are in the jail, so if they are only arrested for the political activities, so they can be released from the jail. Then, so this is the time when large number of the political prisoners in India, they were released. Then also from the Andamans. Then, so this is the time that everybody was released, but Savarkar was not released. Though he was not involved in any direct killing or any proof was not against him, but British government did not release him. So this is the time when the younger brother, okay, Narayan Savarkar, who is already, by this time he is young, so he persuaded Gandhi. Okay? He wrote a letter to Gandhi that Gandhi must facilitate them, or must request on the behalf of them, that at least they must be brought to India, must not be in jail. First they asked for the release from the jail, but the second was brought to India. So this is the time when Gandhi has intervened, and finally in 1922, Savarkar was brought to the Ratnagiri jail. Okay? But then you'll I hope that you must be aware about it, that 2-3 years back when there were few books on the Savarkar, so there were controversies related to it. But please don't go ahead with the political versions, because they actually serve the purpose of the one or other. Then otherwise, that this was blown out of the proportion, that he was always enlisting the help of Gandhi and whatever that is there. So that was blown out of the proportion, which is not required for us to write in the exam. We can go ahead with those versions in our heads, in our political discussion, social discussion, but in exam you need to be cautious. Then let's come to the next part. So in 1922, when he is here in Ratnagiri jail, so that is the time that in 1922 to 24, he defined the concept of Hindutva. So he defined the concept of Hindutva. And what was the Savarkar version of Hindutva? Any idea? It's not working. So, was he the first person to coin the term Hindutva? No. He was not the first person to coin the term Hindutva. There was one guy from Bengal, okay, one nationalist, I would say. So one nationalist from Bengal, his name was Chandranath Basu. Okay? He was the first person to coin the term Hindutva. But Savarkar defined Hindutva for his organization. And to him, Hindutva was not the Hindu religion. Then to Savarkar, Hindutva was the Indian way of life, the Indian culture, or basically Hindu way of life and Hindu culture. Then moreover, one of the I hope you must be aware by this point of time, because आज से 3-4 साल पहले much information was not available. But then there is a one aspect of the Savarkar, that Savarkar, people often identify that he was a Hindu nationalist. It will be better to say that Savarkar was an atheist. He never believed in gods and goddesses, ठीक है, and the worship and these all things. Then so he was an atheist. It may seem surprising to you. Then and similarly, okay, when it comes to Gandhi, so Gandhi was deeply rooted in religion. Gandhi was deeply rooted in religion in his private life. Now, there is one more similarity, it's not similarity, then there is one more part, that what about Muhammad Ali Jinnah? Muhammad Ali Jinnah was not at all religious. He was an atheist in the beginning. He did not practice the religion. And he was never an active practitioner of the religion. But then when it came to Muhammad Ali Jinnah, so he went on to lay the foundation of a country based on the religion. So these are the surprising facts, or you can say that shocking facts from the Indian history, that these people, okay? So let's come to the Savarkar part. What I said, that what we mentioned. So he defined this term Hindutva, which meant the Hindu way of life and Hindu culture. Then later on, what has happened, that he was released from the jail finally, when he has given some sort of assurances that he will not be involved in the revolutionary activities from here onwards. Now onwards, he dedicated himself to the Hindu Mahasabha. So he became the member of the Hindu Mahasabha, and after that, he remained as an active member of it till 1940s. In 1940s, he has taken retirement from the Hindu Mahasabha. And then after, he was doing some sort of, he was also involved in some social reform. I think one story already I shared with you. I think in one class I shared with you that he has a very good relationship with the Dr. Ambedkar. Haven't I shared? So he had a very good acquaintance and very good relationship with the Dr. Ambedkar. Both had the mutual respect. And in fact, when Dr. Ambedkar was starting those movements for the upliftment of the untouchables, it was always supported by the Savarkar. Savarkar was equally critical to the caste system, the caste rigidities, and the caste rigidities, and moreover, the untouchability, the way it was practiced in the society. In fact, many a times he has given some suggestions to Dr. Ambedkar, and Dr. Ambedkar appreciated him. Okay? And in fact, many a times when he was inviting Dr. Ambedkar, so Dr. Ambedkar always replied with utmost disrespect towards his initiative. So their relationship was very good. On the other hand, in the end of our topic, we'll be talking about the personalities. So Gandhi and Ambedkar relationship, which is embittered. Then Gandhi and Bose relationship is basically difference in the ideology. Then Bose, not Bose, Ambedkar and Savarkar was a kind of a confluence of the ideology, meaning that both are meeting together. And Tagore and Gandhi will write after that in that particular comparison topic. So they had a relationship of mutual respect towards each other, utmost respect towards each other, but then they were always very rational in their differences. Okay? They were very much clear on the differences, that where we cannot meet and where we can meet. And then One more thing I need to tell you today itself, we'll be writing later on that it was the Tagore who called Tagore who called Gandhi as Mahatma. He was the person who gave him the title of Mahatma. Okay? So now let's get back to the Savarkar. So this is the part of the life of the Savarkar. And then finally, after the India's independence, when Gandhi's death has happened, so as you know that Nathuram Godse, he was the one who was responsible for it. And he was somewhere down the line, he was associated with the organization of the Savarkar. Then, so in this particular episode, Savarkar was also tried in the court. But then once again, court did not found any such evidence against Savarkar except Nathuram Godse. Then so Nathuram Godse, his letter is right now available in the public. Okay? You can see that letter that he has written. Then so he has clearly written all the instances, evidences, and why he had did this thing. So after that, what happened? That though Savarkar was exonerated from the process, but the proceedings of the society and the way the myths are fossilized in the society, he had to live in an isolated way. Nobody knew him after 1950s, and then he died in isolation in 1960s. Then it's very recently that there are many researches on him, and then people are coming up with the theories and then different type of the aspects associated with the life of the Savarkar. So it will not be surprise to me. I'm telling you in that in upcoming 1 or 2 years there could be one question on him. So I remember it was in 2019 I said that there would be a question on Tagore comparison with Gandhi, and it came this year. Then, so I'm feeling that in coming 2-3 years there would be, and maybe comparison question also they can ask. Okay? So we will have to gather a little bit of more information at any stage of your study with vision. Okay? If suppose हो सकता है आर्ट एंड कल्चर हो गया या फिर देन एंशियंट मिडिवल हो गया. सो इफ आई गैदर मोर इन्फॉर्मेशन डेफिनेटली आई विल शेयर विथ यू. ठीक है, तो चलो लिखते हैं. मेंशन व्हाट यू हैव रिटन. कुछ भी नहीं. सो राइट दिल्ली. सो दिल्ली हैज अ टाइटल एंड इन दिल्ली यू राइट मेंशन रास बिहारी बोस एंड सचिंद्र सान्याल. Rasbihari Bose and Sachindra Sanyal planned attack on Viceroy Hardinge in 1912. When Viceroy was taking the ride of an elephant, he was attacked by the revolutionaries. Though he survived the attack, but he was seriously injured. In this case, 3 revolutionaries were arrested. And executed. 3 revolutionaries were arrested and executed. That is Awadh Bihari, Amir Chand and Bal Mukund. Awadh Bihari, Amir Chand and Bal Mukund. ठीक है, Bal Mukund. Then next you write Madras as a title. In Madras you write Vanchi Iyer assassinated Vanchi Iyer assassinated Tirunelveli tax collector Robert Ase. Tirunelveli tax collector Robert Ase. Then you write Bombay Presidency. Bombay Presidency. So Bombay में you can write a title Abhinav Bharat. So in this you write inspired by the revolutionary organization of Italy. Inspired by the revolutionary organization of Italy, Young Italy. Young Italy. Young Italy. Vinayak Damodar Savarkar, VD Savarkar, created Nasik Mitra Mela. Nasik Mitra Mela in 1899. Nasik Mitra Mela in 1899. Which believed in the violent overthrow of British rule in India. Violent overthrow of British rule in India. Then mention. Later, V.D. Savarkar along with his brother Ganesh Damodar Savarkar, G.D. Savarkar. So his name was V.D., his brother Vinayak Damodar and Ganesh Damodar Savarkar. Created Abhinav Bharat as an all India revolutionary organization. All India revolutionary organization. Then mention All India Revolutionary Organization. Full stop. After it you write. In 1906, so here if I'm mentioning Savarkar means V.D. Savarkar. Okay? So you write Savarkar got an opportunity to study law from England. Savarkar got an opportunity to study law from England. Law from England. Then during his stay in England, he wrote a text based on Italian revolutionary. He wrote a text based on Italian revolutionary Mazzini. Then Mazzini. Then this text Mazzini Charitra was sold more than 1,000 copies. Within few months. Then few months. Full stop. Then further you write after it. पैराग्राफ चेंज करके लिखना, ठीक है. Meanwhile, in India, some members of Abhinav Bharat, that is, so you write these names: Anant Lakshman Kanhare, Vinayak Des Pandey, and Krishna Karve. Successfully assassinated Nasik magistrate. AMT Jackson. In this conspiracy, many members of Abhinav Bharat were arrested. And they were given very hard imprisonment at cellular jail in Andamans. Then, full stop. It also included arrest and deportation of V.D. Savarkar from England. To cellular jail. Done. Then mention, ठीक है, अब फिर से वापस से पैराग्राफ चेंज करके लिखो. Just 1 or 2 words I'll be mentioning. The entire story just was the part of the completion that is not related to the revolutionary activity that he got involved with the Hindu Mahasabha and then Gandhi's part. That was just a story completion. Just you write one thing. In 1922, Savarkar was brought to Ratnagiri jail. Where he defined the term Hindutva. Full stop. According to Savarkar, Hindutva was Hindu way of life and the common composite culture of this country. Got it? So this is what he did, and he was not the first person to define it. Already we have mentioned Chandranath Basu, a Bengali nationalist. He coined the term Hindutva. So now we're done with the Savarkar's episode. Now once again we will talk about him, that in the organizations which are there outside India. Then, so now we are going to talk about outside India. These were the revolutionary activities. In fact, books have also mentioned about the Punjab, okay? But then in majority of the original books, that does not fits into the pure revolutionary activity. For example, बस बताने के लिए बता रहा हूँ, ठीक है? In Punjab also, there was one organization, ठीक है? And that organization main members were Ajit Singh, Lala Lajpat Rai, and this organization was mainly against the high rate of taxes, land taxes extracted from the peasants. It was protesting against it, and many a times some peasants have that they have resorted to the violence also. But this was not a revolutionary organization. Okay? So It is written as मोहसिबाने पंजाबे वतन ऐसे करके organization का नाम था, but then it was not a revolutionary organization, and I don't think that in UPSC exam they will brand it as a revolutionary organization because it was a peasant organization. Then, so we will write it in the peasant organization after the 20th century. Okay? So not 20th, sorry, not after, in the 20th century. So let's come to outside India. So in outside India, there were many revolutionary organizations which were created, and the first and the foremost was in UK itself or England itself, and the name of the organization was Bharat Swasasan Samiti India House. Okay? So Bharat Swasasan Samiti India House, which was created by Mr. Shyamji Krishna Verma. So this year, many such stamps were released with the name of the Shyamji Krishna Verma, not this year, in 2022 by the Indian government. Then, and his life was celebrated. So what was the endeavor of Dr. Shyamji Krishna Verma? Shyamji Krishna Verma wanted to bring large number of the youth from India to England. Then those youth who are bright in education, okay, bright with their intelligence, but at the same point of time, they must be involved in the revolutionary activities against the British officials in England. Then, so in relation to this organization, there was one guy, his name was Madan Lal Dhingra. Then, so Madan Lal Dhingra in 1909, he assassinated Curzon Wiley in London. Then, so after that, British government became very cautious about these all revolutionaries. And actually, in 1910, when Savarkar was deported to India, so there was this case also. Okay? Not only that he was charge seated in the killing of the Nasik magistrate, but this was also the issue. In fact, large number of the members of the India House, they were deported to India. Savarkar was also associated with the India House that we mentioned. So as Lala Hardayal, he was also associated with the India House, and then large number of the Indians who will be there outside India, in Canada, and in different parts of the world, Western world. So they were all associated with the India House. India House also released a magazine of revolutionary ideas, and name of the magazine was Indian Sociologist. Okay? So Indian Sociologist. Though it may seem that with the name, they are not a revolutionary kind of thing. They are talking about the society. So it was not about the society, but it was all about the revolutionary ideas. Now, one of the very important member of this organization was Madam Bhikhaji Kama. So here we'll talk a little bit more about the Madam Bhikhaji Kama. Who was she? Just listen a little bit. So Madam Bhikhaji Kama, she was a Parsi lady, meaning Zoroastrian. Then, and she was a nationalist. But her marriage happened to Rustam Kama. Okay? They were obviously, Parsis are one of the rich people in India, very rich. So her marriage was a marriage of convenience. You can say that it was a marriage of the kind of the two wealthy people. Then, so with marriage happened with Rustam Kama. Rustam Kama was a pro-British lawyer who wanted to become a big politician of India and more political role with the support of the British authority. Moreover, a number of the time he pledged his loyalty towards the British authority. Then, so he was altogether different person, and this lady was nationalist. 1896-97, when the bubonic plague was there in the Bombay presidency, so large number of people were dying because of it. They needed some sort of care. So at this point of time, Madam Bhikhaji Kama, she joined the team of the Grant Medical College. Then, and she was also caring for the afflicted. But while caring for the afflicted, she also contracted plague. Then, and her situation was worsening. But then, since she was belonging to rich class, her that you can say that her care was better than as compared to the normal people. After some point of time, when she was not suffering with the fever and those all fevers were over, so her family sent her to England, okay, for better recuperation. Now, when in England she recovered, so she first came in contact with the Dadabhai Naroji, who was a very influential Indian in England. In fact, Dadabhai Naroji se related ek information hai, okay, that he was the first Indian who became the member of the British Parliament. Okay? So who was a member of the British Parliament, and moreover, he was giving many ideas. One of his idea that he wanted that one of the Congress annual session must be held in England. In fact, all the preparations were done, but just because there were the general elections in the England, they were not allowed. Okay? So कांग्रेस का एक सेशन प्रपोज था that it will be happening in the London, but just because the general elections were there in the London or there in the England, it did not happen. So idea was given by the Dadabhai Naoroji. So she came in contact with the Dadabhai Naoroji, but then she was not satisfied with the moderate methods, and that's how she came in contact with Shyamji Krishna Varma. Then, so now, when she came in contact with the Shyamji Krishna Varma, by this point of time, British government was already on their toe to arrest the people associated with the India House. So, to evade the arrest in relation to the India House, what she did that she shifted her base little earlier to Paris. Then, and in Paris, she created one revolutionary organization. Name of the organization was Paris Indian Society. Then, so Paris Indian Society, with the help of some Indians who were already there in the Paris then, and they were S.R. Rana and M.B. Godrej. Then, so with these two people, help of these two people, she created this organization, and she was initiating the revolutionary ideas from France. Then she was the first person, okay? She happened to be the first person who created the first flag of India. And this first flag of India, it went through many modifications. In fact, during her lifetime only, or not lifetime basically, she herself changed it second times, okay? But the first flag, so there were three colors in the flags. We'll further elaborate on the flag, that what was that. So green, yellow, and kesari, okay? So these were the three colors, okay? So green, yellow, and kesari, and then there were some symbols in the flag. So we will try to understand that what was the meaning of those symbols in the flag. ठीक है? So you write a little bit mention. So पहले लिखो title outside India, and you write a title that India House. So India House, and then mention Shyamji Krishna Varma. Shyamji Krishna Varma founded Bharat Swashasan Samiti, India House. Bharat Swashasan Samiti, India House, in England. To promote revolutionary ideas. He was also interested in bringing youth from India who will work against British officials in England. Full stop. India House released a revolutionary magazine. Indian Sociologist. Then, in 1909, one of the India House revolutionary, Madan Lal Dhingra, assassinated Curzon Wiley. In England. Then after this you write, so assassinated Curzon Wiley in England. After this incident, large number of large number of India House revolutionaries after this incident. Large number of India House revolutionaries were deported to India. India House revolutionaries were deported to India, including Vinayak Damodar Savarkar. Including Vinayak Damodar Savarkar. Then mention further after it, right? Madam Bhikhaji Kama. Madam Bhikhaji Kama was one of the important member. Madam Bhikhaji Kama was one of the important member of India House. So we'll write her story. She happens to be one of the initial women nationalists of India. So there was a question, I think it was in 2018 paper, which mains paper they basically asked that enumerate the contribution of some of the women revolutionaries in Indian freedom struggle. Okay? So we'll always start with the Madam Bhikhaji Kama. Okay? So write a little bit whatever story I told you. She was a Parsi lady. A little bit about her. She was a Parsi lady belonging to an affluent family. Belonging to an affluent family. Affluent family. Then she was married to Rustam Kama. She was married to Rustam Kama, who was a pro-British lawyer. Rustam Kama, who was a pro-British lawyer and aspired to become the member of Central Legislative Council. Member of Central Legislative Council. Then mention. Many a times he pledged his loyalty. Many a times he pledged his loyalty to British authority. Many a times he pledged his loyalty to British authority. British authority. Then connection lost. Oh. We'll have to wait. Diksha, is it not working? Okay. In informal situations, I could have said something else. But this is a formal situation. You know, when this happens now, that when the connection is lost, I'm here, take care, you're looking at me, take care, I'm looking at you, it feels very awkward. देखो बिना बोलते हुए अच्छा ही नहीं लगता है, ठीक है? So established, ठीक है? Please start from C was stopped after affluent family. तुम इतना स्लो लिख रहे हो ना, इसीलिए सारा कनेक्शन लॉस्ट हो जा रहा है कि तुम कैचअप कर लो. कुछ छोड़ दो ना स्पेस, एंड देन फ्रॉम वेरेवर आई एम डिक्टेटिंग वहां से लिख लो, बाकी बाद में कर लेना. सो गिव योर कॉपी. थैंक यू. एक मिनट. सो एक बार रुको. सो मैडम भीखाजी कामा वॉज वन ऑफ द इम्पॉर्टेंट मेंबर ऑफ इंडिया हाउस, ठीक है? And then after what I dictated, she was a Parsi lady belonging to an affluent family. Then the next was, she was married to Rustam Kama, who was a pro-British lawyer. Rustam Kama, who was a pro-British lawyer, aspired to become the member of Central Legislative Council. Aspired to become the member of Central Legislative Council. Moreover, he also pledged his loyalty. Moreover, he also pledged his loyalty towards British authority. This is what is the last thing. Okay? I have tweaked it a little bit, I know. So now you write that during the spread of bubonic plague, after full stop, during the spread of bubonic plague, Madam Bhikhaji Kama joined the team of Grant Medical College. Joined the team of Grant Medical College to care for the afflicted. To care for the afflicted. To care for the afflicted. Full stop. Then mention after it. But in the process, she also contracted plague. But in the process, she also contracted plague. She also contracted plague. She was sent to England. She was sent to England for better care. For better care and recovery. She was sent to England for better care and recovery. In one word, you can mention recuperation. In England, she came in contact with. In England, she came in contact with Shyamji Krishna Verma. Shyamji Krishna Verma. आगे नहीं बोलूँगा. Once again it is same. Connection lost. Disruptions. See, this is why I don't like live classes. So obviously, because of the live, offline has to be off. Okay? This creates a little bit of problem. And history is a subject of a rhythm. Many times when it is disrupted ना, तो मुझे तो मेरी सारी stories भूल जाती हैं. I also behave like Gajni. अरे यार. So what we'll do, Diksha, that whatever we have dictated ना, वो इसमें हम paste कर देंगे, क्योंकि dictation ही चल रहा है, ठीक है? What should I do? अभी तो break भी नहीं दे सकते, 1 घंटा भी नहीं हुआ है, कोई मतलब नहीं है break देने का. चलो, I'll have a little bit of more other discussion with you. नहीं फिर ये लोग complain करेंगे कि पता नहीं कौन सा discussion चल रहा है. So the question I would be giving you, it would be from the revenue settlement. Hint दे दिया, ठीक है? Hint नहीं, I have told you, but then you need to find out कि कौन सा है. Not find out, you need to revise that part. Break में revise कर लेना. Land revenue settlement से है. और reason है why I am giving you, because it's long time that the question is pending from this section in the mains examination, and there is a very much possibility that UPSC would be shifting towards it. So basically what we do, that we see the trend from last 40 years, that how the topics are repeated and what is the general scheme of asking the questions. No Indians? This was in amending Act of 1781. Double life imprisonment, that is not double punishment. Okay? See, it is one punishment only. It is one punishment only. Double punishment means given by two authorities. Okay? It is given one punishment only. So double life imprisonment is not double punishment. It is not double jeopardy, whereby the two people, two authorities are giving punishment and different punishment. It is given by one judge only. Okay? One judge only, and that too in the judiciary. Connected now. Is it? So just listen. I was dictating. If it is connected now, so I was dictating. Whatever that is dictated, वो हम response screen में डाल देंगे, ठीक है? उसको note down कर लेना, ठीक है? तो I am not repeating it what has been dictated. So अभी थोड़ा सा I would say that leave 3-4 lines and then you write, ठीक है? And rest of the part will be there in your response screen, ठीक है? So tell me what is the last line that you guys have written. She came in contact with Shyamji Krishna Verma, ठीक है? Then mention she became an active member of India House. She became an active member of India House. Then mention after. British government was on a mission. तुम लोग कंप्लीट कर लो, we'll see it later, ठीक है? So was on mission to arrest and deport India House members. Then you write. What should I do? I am also confused. मुझे लग रहा है कि तो वो क्वेश्चन फिर एक की जगह दो दे दूंगा ना क्लास में. ये ऐसी छुट्टी मेरे लिए तो ऐसी छुट्टी होगी, मैं यहाँ पे बैठा रहूंगा, पर तुम्हारा टाइम तो यूज होगा ना. Still the same. So Diksha, ask for the assignment sheets. ठीक है? We'll paste the question over here. They will also write. I'm incorporating your idea. Revision karo. I'm giving you 5 minutes. Revise. So, listen. Giving you 15-minute break. In that break, you revise. Okay? It's still not connected. So, connect ho jayega. Then after that, we'll start the test. So then the break would be not thereafter. Second break nahi hoga. Do revise all the 3 land revenue settlements. So let's complete the class first. लिख लिया? So what is the last thing that you have written? British was on a mission to arrest and deport India House members. Active member of India House. It's everything has gone haywire right now. Mention in 1905. उठा लो. In 1905, Madam Bhikaji Kama shifted her location. To Paris. And with the help of S.R. Rana. And M.B. Godrej. She founded Paris Indian Society. She founded Paris Indian Society. Then Paris Indian Society. Then mention she happened to be the first person. She happened to be the first person who crafted the flag of India. Who crafted the flag of India. Then you mention. So just look at the basically the flag which was there at this time. So the topmost part of the flag was green in color, and then second part was yellow, and the third part was kesari. So though this is not kesari, but this is just for a representation purpose. Initially in the beginning, what was there in the flag, that in the middle, okay, this part, Vande Mataram was written in Devanagari. Okay, so Vande Mataram was written in Devanagari. Then the other thing, that in one part there were 8 lotus flowers. Okay, so there were this part. So there were 8 lotus flowers, but then there would be a change in this structure also. So I'm not creating all of it. 4, 8. Okay, so that's there. And in the lower part, there was symbol of moon, not exactly in this color, but just I'm creating it in this color. So, and then sun. So, हाँ, चांद जो 2 दिन पहले दिखा था. So, now understand. So, very first thing, 8 lotus flowers indicated 8 British Indian provinces at this point of time. Vande Mataram indicated the national song, as you have seen in Swadeshi and Boycott, and this indicated the Indian secularism. Okay? So the symbols of the moon and sun, basically it is indicative of how basically both are worshipped in each of the religions, but it is indicative of the calendar system. So the Hindu calendar system is the semi-solar, semi-lunar, and then the Islamic calendar is the lunar. So indicative of this particular secularism. So this was the flag, but later on some changes also happened. So for example, ये जो symbol था ऊपर वाला, in some of the flags people saw it as like this kind of this type of the some sort of flower like this way. So there might be some changes when you see it online, but originally in the beginning this was there. Finally, what happened in 1907, when after a little bit of change, Madam Bhikhaji Kama, she was the one who hoisted this flag for the very first time, and at which place? So, so at which place? The place is Stuttgart, and here the place is different. So, live crashed again. Can we go ahead with the class, Diksha? Pass minute. Your previous class was better. 33 ना? वहाँ पे कोई disruption नहीं होता था ऐसे. नहीं, यहाँ पे भी नहीं होता था disruption. It's very rare. This is the most stable system. See, as you know that electricals and electronics, they function well when they are used a lot. And this is one of our oldest premise, where the systems are functioning well. But then, I don't know, the problem is mainly there in the 34, because it is new. तो नए सिस्टम में थोड़े इंटरप्शंस होते हैं, बट नॉट इन द ओल्ड सिस्टम्स. सो व्हाट शुड आई डू? चलो आई तुम लोग सर्वे करूंगा तुम लोगों से. तुम लोग बताओ क्या करना चाहिए अभी फिलहाल, छुट्टी की छोड़ के. छुट्टी नहीं होगी. सो टेल मी. नहीं फिर बवाल कट जाएगा, तुम समझ नहीं रहे हो, वो फिर हम कहाँ से एड्रेस करेंगे उनको. सो बट बफरिंग अ बिट, ओके. So basically, the problem would be not for you guys online is that there is a issue with the internet connection, okay? And there is very disrupted internet connection. It has nothing to do with our system. It is to do with the suppliers, okay? To do with the suppliers, and then as you know, we are not in the developed countries. So in India, so so there would be issues, and then these all technical faults are all based from America. And yeah, it's all based from America because we do use one of the best system in the world for our platform, AWS, and that's belonging to Amazon. Then, so Amazon's platform, and if there is disruption from that side, so obviously it will be disruption all over India. So don't ever consider कि हमारा system में issue है. हम डेवलप्ड नेशन में हैं इसलिए हमारा प्रॉब्लम डेवलप नहीं डेवलपिंग में है इसलिए हमारा प्रॉब्लम लेट में सॉल्व होता है. But then if you would be in developing countries, so it will be solved little earlier. So is it just 1 minute wait कर लो. I just want this topic, at least revolutionary nationalism, कम से कम खत्म हो जाए. So is it working? Working ना? What have you written? कुछ लिखा नहीं है ना? Crafted the flag of India. Then एक काम करो तब तक, you just create a symbolic flag of this one, and then I'm writing what were the meanings of it. So here only I'm writing meanings of it. 8 lotus flowers indicated 8 British Indian provinces. 8 British Indian provinces. Then Vande Mataram in Devanagari is indicating national song. And these two symbols are indicating Indian secularism. Indian secularism. What if disruptions happened in Jatin sir's class? Disruption will have to go with the patients. क्या बोला? So कल है ना class? I think you have 2 classes. Friday, अच्छा. So earlier if you, अब कभी हुआ है क्या 2 classes एक दिन में? पहला हो रहा है? Okay. But generally you be ready for it, that there might be 2 classes, particularly on weekends. ठीक है? Maybe from next month onwards. अभी start हो रहा है, ये beginning है. तो then next week onwards, maybe Saturday and Sunday, you might get 2 classes. ठीक है? Done with this? So mention that she hoisted the flag at International Socialist Conference. International Socialist Conference at Stuttgart. So you can see the spelling of this particular place. At Stuttgart. So now, Madam Bhikaji Kama's part, we are leaving right now. We'll just talk about the Gadar movement. Okay? So basically, that she has inspired revolutionaries, and these revolutionaries will all be the part of the Gadar when it is going to start. So now, you just write a title, Gadar movement. It's part of the revolutionary nationalism. Gadar movement. Gadar movement. So now listen. So first of all, we need to see the background of it. That why that a movement like Gadar is going to be initiated from the countries which are there in the Western world, particularly Canada. Then so that NRIs, it was initiated by NRIs and in Canada and US, and then there were people who participated from the England also. So why it all happened from this part of the world? Now understand. So when we talk about the North America, then so when we talk about the North America, in North America there was greater freedom of speech and expression as compared to the situation which was there in India. Then so because in North America, that North America was completely colonized by the white people, and their population was not lesser than the natives. That is one thing is to be noted. But when it comes to India, so when India was colonized by the Europeans, their numbers are handful, okay? And Indians are still in a big majority, not just the 50% majority, big majority, which is more than 90%. Then so there was more freedom of speech and expression in North America, and obviously their war of independence has happened way back. कब हुआ था? You have already written in between 1770 to 1780. Then so already it's been more than 100 years that it has happened over there. So that is one part. But then one more thing, that the NRIs, that non-resident Indians who are living in Canada and US at this point of time, they were also racially discriminated. Okay? So they were racially discriminated. There were often abuses related to the race. So this is also kind of that a factor which is uniting them against the British authority. Then apart from it, in the North America, they came in contact with the socialist ideology, and some leftist versions were also there, and they came, or we can say that they got contaminated with these all ideologies. Then moreover, using the freedom of speech and expression to create the organization, a good number of Indians, they have come up with their own organizations in this area. Then, so first we need to talk about some of the initial organization, their names and their leaders, and then the most important organization which was created in South America, sorry, not South, North America, that was the Portland Hindi Association. Okay? And it is the Portland Hindi Association which will be talking about the Gadar. So mention little bit that पहले एक line लिखो, ठीक है? That mention Gadar movement was initiated by NRIs, who were mainly located in North America. Then and mention further, right? Reasons. So reasons as a title you write, and mention number 1. Indians' familiarity with number 1. Indians' familiarity with the American value of freedom. Then American value of freedom. Number 2, that there was more freedom of speech. There was more freedom of speech and expression. There was more freedom of speech and expression in North America as compared to the British colonies. Then mention further. In North America, Indians got contaminated with in North America, Indians got contaminated with socialist and communist ideology. Socialist and communist ideology. Then mention socialist and communist ideology. Full stop. This next point. Despite the situation of more freedom, despite the situation of more freedom as compared to the colonies, Indians were still racially discriminated. Indians were still racially discriminated in North America by Europeans. Then by Europeans. And then you write, youth of India, next point, youth of India residing in these countries were further motivated by many revolutionary organizations and newspapers. Published in North America. For example, so you write the name of the organizations. So a very thank you, Prachi, for this suggestion. Actually, I also wanted the same thing, that if it is stopped, so I must continue. And if you guys can cooperate, so you can see the recorded. Right? So, Diksha, what should we do? It's really very frustrating for you also, and for me also, and for everyone also, that this is how we cannot learn. मेरा डिक्टेशन ही नहीं सही हो रहा है आज, मतलब I can feel it very well. That disruption, it breaks my flow. I had to think and rethink, because ideas, and whatever we are doing, it flows. Okay? It comes in an order, and that order, if it is disrupted, so it leads to the problem. In fact, what I was saying to you, that answer जब लिखोगे तो leave first 2-3 questions, ठीक है? And when the flow of the idea is there, so in fact, even this strategy you can also use in essay. कि essay में intro लिखने से पहले, because देखो essay में तो intro is the first impression of your personality, तो उसको हरी में नहीं लिखना, ठीक है? Just go ahead with the main body idea, थोड़ा सा space छोड़ दो, and that space you write later on, if it suits you. So Prachi, your suggestion is good, but then again everyone will not agree to it. So क्या बोले? चलो लिखो, question लिखो. You mention, you write a question, I'll write on the board later on. ठीक है? So give me 1 minute. Assignment question. So mention, permanent settlement, disappointed, many expectations, and introduced their and introduced their THERE, introduced their results, introduced their results that were not anticipated, full stop, that were not anticipated, comment, done. And 150 to 170 words, assignment seats, you can collect it from here. Okay, one person can collect, who all don't have the assignment seat, बाकी के पास तो है. So 150 to 170 में ही करो, not more than 180, maximum 180 use कर सकते हो. And code I'm writing 69124. So assignment code is 69124. And so first of all, before starting the stopwatch, I just want to know, एक बार question पढ़ो and tell me that what is your feel about the question. Is it easy to write? Is it? ठीक है. So I'll give you only 12 minutes for writing. 12 minutes for writing, and I'm starting the stopwatch. So stopwatch has started. So now submit. Time over. Submit. Collect कर लो. एक लोग इधर से इधर से. So those who are done, submit and start reading Swadeshi Movement. Open your copies, start reading Swadeshi Movement. this class is going to become a mini test today. Time नहीं लॉस करना यार. If the internet disruption is there, so we must use this time for reading. कम से कम पढ़ना start करो. Swadeshi starting from 1905 partition of Bengal, start reading. And once again distribute. Okay. Give your copies. Start reading it. Start reading Swadeshi. उधर से पीछे से कलेक्ट करके दे दो. दो पेजेस में लिखा है. अच्छा नहीं नहीं नहीं. ओके. It was to be written in single page. Yes, obviously. Why I'm asking that start reading Swadeshi? कुछ तो होगा ना उससे related. So, second phase of the freedom struggle. Code. You haven't mentioned. Which one? Ananya. We'll check that who all from you. Though the answer seemed very simple, this question which I have given to you, but see that this is not an easy question which I have given to you. Once you see the uploaded answer, I have already forwarded it to the team, so it will be uploaded by 1 o'clock. ठीक है? हो जाएगा. And see the answer which is uploaded. ठीक है? एक बार उससे और एक और काम करना. See, this is one way of doing the value addition in your class. Don't be concerned about what marks you are going to get in this particular one. ठीक है? गलत भी मिलता है तो you incorporate the things which I have mentioned in the answer in your copies. ठीक है? So that you don't need to read anything else in this regard from any book. ठीक है? So now I'll give you 5 मिनट दे रहा हूँ. रिवाइज करो जल्दी. Start with the second phase of the freedom struggle, Swadeshi. Ending Swadeshi only, na? That what we have discussed, Swadeshi में कहाँ तक discussion किया है? Limitations of Swadeshi, and then after 2 sessions also, सूरत और कैलकाटा भी देख लो. 5 मिनट दे रहा हूँ, इसमें भी स्टॉप वॉच लगा रहा हूँ मैं. Are you still confused that from where to start? Chalo, I'll tell you exactly. Second phase of freedom struggle, that is extremist phase, Swadeshi phase, वहाँ से पढ़ना start करो. When Curzon announced partition of Bengal, ठीक है? And end it by limitations of the Swadeshi movement. Now fine? जो बताया पहले वो पढ़ो. पहले इधर छोड़ो. So one last minute, and you'll get grace minute also because I would be definitely writing the question on the board. So थोड़ा सा time मिल जाएगा तुम्हें. and this is entirely created question. So now this is the question. If you have uh, any word that you don't know, if you want to know, let me know. Gamut. So gamut means that all of it, good number of, ठीक है, whole gamut of ideas. So entire gamut of ideas meaning जितने ideas हो सकते हैं उतने, ठीक है. So they incorporated meaning that जितने idea हो सकते हैं उतने passive resistance के ideas they have incorporated. What is apogee? Climax meaning that what result it intended. जैसे पिछले वाले में लिखा था ना anticipated. So here exact meaning is not anticipated but apogee means climax meaning that what they intended to achieve उतना नहीं हो पाया, ठीक है. So I'll guide you in this regard. Listen, देखो in this I'm telling you that what you'll be writing and it is up to you what you'll be writing, ठीक है. तो एक बार समझ लो that here you are going to write Swadeshi and boycott movement deployed the entire gamut of passive resistance ideas but it failed to reach its apogee. So first of all you need to go ahead with the idea of the Swadeshi and boycott, ठीक है. Define that particular part, that what was there, and then you can talk about the people who advocated those ideas then, but बहुत ज़्यादा नहीं लिखना, ठीक है. And then entire gamut of passive resistance ideas. So what were those passive resistance ideas? Incorporate and then tell the reason that why they were not able to achieve the success, ठीक है. That's it. So it's a simple question, ठीक है. I'll give you once again 12 minutes and this time you will have to write in 200 words, but make sure you are writing in the defined space and don't write any registration code, any assignment code, only your name. But then don't worry, it will not be exchanged. Something new will happen in this one. So पहले क्वेश्चन लिख लो. ये क्वेश्चन तो अभी मैंने अपने दिमाग से बनाया है. सेम क्वेश्चन एग्जैक्टली विद द सेम वर्डिंग्स. अच्छा तो लिखो ना, तब तो बहुत बढ़िया है, बहुत बढ़िया, गुड. So though the limit is 150 but maximum you can draw to the 200, ठीक है. So I'm starting the stopwatch. I haven't started, so it starts right now. It's not an open book, already you guys have studied. आंखें बंद करके लिखो, किसी और की कॉपी में नहीं, अपनी में. टाइम ओवर. So time over. Now listen. If you have a different color pen, take it. Open your copies of Swadeshi and Boycott Movement, wherever you have written. Giving you 5 minutes to evaluate your own answer. You will be evaluating your own answer and write a remark that what you could have improved. Then look at your copy, what you have written, what you could have incorporated, write a remark. First of all, listen how you will be doing. That what improvement you could have done, rate your introduction. It's not about the number of the marks. Rate your introduction in the percentage. Okay, percentage term that, or basically you can give marking to your introduction. Out of 10, everywhere you give a marking. So out of 10, how much you'll be giving to your introduction? Okay? Out of 10, how much you'll be giving to your main body? And out of 10, how much you'll be giving to your conclusion? Then, moreover, write in the introduction that what else you could have incorporated. Then, write in the main body that what else you could have written. Then, and write in the conclusion that where you are lacking. 5 minutes, just 5 minutes, not more than that. Yeah, do evaluate your own copy. See, you are your best evaluator. That's a reality. But then I'll randomly check that how much you have given to your introduction. Okay. खुद को बेस्ट मानना is good thing, but धोखे में रहना is. पहले तुम खुद करो, तुम्हें evaluate करना है. I'm not evaluating. I'm just judging that how much you have given to yourself. Give you the idea that इंट्रोडक्शन कर लिया, ठीक है. So just in front, on the side of your introduction, if you have given a mark, you write जो मैं dictate कर रहा हूँ. Mention Niccolo Machiavelli. Niccolo Machiavelli, in his book The Prince, noted without the trust of his people, a king can never be a successful ruler. Without the trust of his people, a king can never be a successful ruler. A king can never be a successful ruler. लिख लिया? Have you heard about the Niccolo Machiavelli anywhere? ठीक है? So mention, further write, when people come against the tyranny when people come against the tyranny and oppressive rule of when people come against the tyranny and oppressive rule of the authorities in a silent and non-violent manner. It is referred passive resistance. You got it? Now, अब फिर वापस सोचो, जो खुद को दिया है तुमने नंबर कितना सही है, ठीक है? So, who has given highest to himself? Raise your hand. How much you have given? How much? 8. Oh my God, self-obsessed. Now give it once again. Who has given himself at least 5? Raise your hand. 5 वाले hand ऊपर करो. Oh, it's also मतलब I just would like to see that what you have written. So अब rest of the body part. So you're finding that, see, obviously I know that from the very first class you cannot write these all things, and obviously it is not the very first class, but then it will take a little bit of time, 5-6 months. When you are well read, then, and obviously about Niccolo Machiavelli, you read in the public administration, those who have the optional of public administration, those who have the optional pol science, then they also read in sociology. Then apart from it, you also read in your ethics paper. Then n number of the time, the quotes and quotations of the Niccolo Machiavelli, okay? So Niccolo Machiavelli is used in, okay, ethics paper. So there also you are going to read it. So whenever you are going ahead with this idea, you're finding this kind of question. So just try one thing, that though we cannot write, I have not elaborated everything in the classes. Passive resistance कहीं बहुत easily define नहीं किया है. But then you need to search. अगर तुम्हें लिखना है, ठीक है? So you need to search the meaning of it and then write in your answer. So meanwhile you have evaluated. I would like to see 8 marks. देखो, जो सबसे highest marks होता है उसको बेइज्जती के लिए भी तैयार होना चाहिए. So I would read it out to the class. Give it to me. In the annual session of Indian National Congress in Banaras in 1905, ideas of Swadeshi and boycott was introduced by Gopal Krishna Gokhale. Swadeshi and boycott meant making India self-reliant. So now, I have already read. Raise the hands who will give him 7 marks. Anyone? तुम अपना नहीं उठाना हाथ. Who will give him 6 marks? Anyone? Who will give 5 marks? Raise your hands. You will give. Okay? 2 people will give. Okay? And who will give 4 marks? So rest of the people, you're not giving any marks. It deserves more than 4. Okay? So it deserves 4.5. It's good. Then, but then गलत भी लिख दिया ना तुमने. Gopal Krishna Gokhale did not introduce, he approved. Introduction was by the extremist leaders. So it's a good thing. ठीक है? 5 मिल जाए तो बहुत है. 8 self-obsessed मत रहो. Then, so now listen. आज की तो पूरी क्लास ऐसे ही चली गई, ठीक है? But I think that we have made the best use of the class. Then, so this week it's the end of the today's class. I can't go ahead with this kind of system. So next week, maybe class अगर जो लगेगी तो then we'll further go ahead with these all topics. And after completion, if I get a 2 or 3 classes, तो एक question फिर वापस से दूंगा. And the topic would be after Swadeshi. तो पढ़ के रखना, ठीक है? After Swadeshi, and if you can incorporate some new things from different places, please do. ठीक है? चलो, so I'm winding up today's class. And so, अच्छा, just 1 minute. I just wanted to know, एक बार फिर से, just रुक जाओ. Who has given that 6 marks to themselves in main body part? तुम्हारा तो नहीं पढ़ना है. So main body part, who has given 6? None of you. 5? Many of you. ठीक है? So ये मध्यम मार्ग वाले हैं, बुद्धिस्ट हैं ये. and who has given best to themselves in conclusion? No. At least 6 marks in conclusion, and 5 marks in conclusion. You have given 2. I'll see his answer. Wait. So I'll read it for you. It was not a complete failure. We can't just neglect its good impression over Indian society. Led to creation of many new organizations related to education, painting, also act as foundation for the British further nationalist and mass movement. It's okay, okay? I will also give you 4.5 in this one, and I would like to cut few things from it, okay? So new organization related to painting, okay? It's better to write, galat nahi hai, okay? But it's better to write that it created a urge in the Indians. It created the urge among the in the Indian society to focus on the Oriental themes and Oriental development. So, acha hai, but then by practice only we'll be refining our language. So, chalo, now you can go. And it's very unfortunate that internet has taken our entire time. So, chalo, meet you next week.